understand a very important topic from the LeetCode is the best time to buy and sell stock for. So the very first questions we have in this series is uh, buy and sell stock 1, where you will have to do with the 2-pointer algorithm. So I'll say must try this problem so you can understand this piece of keyword, how to approach different type of questions we have, right? There is a 4 variant we can say apart from this, right? So total 5 variant we can say we have, and one of the variant is today's contest problem. So we are going to solve this problem. Okay, very first, what the question is saying that we have given you had what you call an integer array that is called prices, where the prices at I means each element is the stock price on that day, right? So these are the element, and for let's suppose for day 1 the price is 1, for day 2 price is 7, like that we have all these elements, right? And there is also an integer k we have given. So k is a type of integer that represents the maximum number of transaction you can make. Okay, so you may perform two types of transactions. The very first is called normal transactions, and there is a short-term selling transaction. What is normal transaction, right? Very first, the normal transaction saying you will buy at I and sell later on J. Means I and J are 2 days where I is smaller than J, right? Means in the ascending order, and you can get the profit by doing this value. Means we are subtracting the two elements. Now it is saying that short selling transaction, you have to sort this value on some day, right? Let's suppose, and then you have to buy back on day J. So very first, let's try to understand through the example what the question is saying here, right? So as we have seen that there is two type of transactions, right? So let's try to understand from here. So very first, if we will perform the very first transaction, that is normal transaction, so we will buy at 1, and if we will sell at 7, right, the profit is what is 6. If we'll sell on day 2, day 3 we can say, and we will get the profit 8, right? Next day, if we will let's suppose we have sell here, right? Okay, so next day what will happen, then we will buy at 8, and say you can say what do you call, we will sell the stock on day 3, right? And then we'll buy back on day 4, like this. So if you'll do the minus, what will happen, it will, because you are selling on day I and you are buying at 2, so like that you will get the value, some amount of value, and if you do the sum, right, definitely you will get like 9 minus 1, we got 8, and here we got 6, so total is 14. Means you have two type of transaction. The normal transaction, in which you will first buy and then you will sell. In the short selling transaction, you will first sell and then you will buy back. Okay, so this is what the question is saying, that in the note it is saying that you cannot move to the another transaction. First you will convert, first you will complete the first transaction, and then you will convert the another transaction, right? Means you can't buy and sell on the same day. So very first you will complete the first part of the transaction, and then you will complete the second transaction. Means you must complete one transaction before starting the another one. So you cannot buy and sell on the same day. So you cannot buy and sell. So the main constraint is that you cannot uh, buy and sell the stock on the same day you are closing a transaction. You must complete one transaction before starting another one. This is what the notes saying that. Okay, and we have to return the maximum profit, right? So that we can earn at most by making at most k transactions, right? With the k number of transactions, you have to find the total number of profits and you have to return it. This is what the question is saying to us. Okay, so we'll understand. So let's try to understand what the question is saying. That very first we have, let's try to understand through the example, right? So example 1 is saying that we have a price, right? This is the price we have, and prices contain a array. Okay, there is at day 1 the stock price is 1, day 2 we have 7, right? Then we have day 9, and then we have day 8, then we have day, sorry, these are the stock price, okay, and K what we have given is 2. So these two things we have given. This is the prices, right? And this is a K value we have given, okay. So K is the maximum number of transaction. This is nothing but the maximum number of transaction. We can do maximum 2 transactions, right? We can make. And this is the prices, means the, if we can say day is nothing but the index, right? So we can say 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, and these values are nothing but stock value elements. These are the elements, okay, where we can say this is the stock price on that day, right? So we know that how many type of transactions we have. Transaction type, there is 2 type of transaction type. Very first type is called normal transaction, normal buy and sell transaction we can say. And another type we have given in this is short selling, okay. So in the normal buy and sell, what we have to do, you need to buy on day I, okay, and you will sell on day J, correct, where I is less than J. So how will you get the profit? So you will say, okay, we can get the profit by saying price at J, prices at J minus prices at I. This is the way we will find the profit. Now understand the short selling. So in the short selling, you need to sell on day I, means without owning, right? Without owning, you will sell the value, but you have to, and don't think that you need to buy. So what I need to do, give me a second, otherwise you will get confused, okay. Here is the confusion, means without owning, this is called without owning, we can sell owning, okay. Without owning, we can sell the value, okay, we can sell the stock. Are you understanding or not? And we'll say we have to buy back on day J. Understand? On day I, we have to sell without owning and buy back on J. So this is the thing you have to understand, because this is hidden. You have to understand how we will get the, how we're going to do the short selling. So short selling, there is a confusion, okay. Now how you are making the profit? So you have to make the profit by saying prices at I minus prices at J. If you do, you will get the value, okay. Now what you cannot do, this is what we have. Now think what you cannot do, means what is the constant, what is the constant given, okay. The constant we have given is, very first it is saying must complete one transaction. You have to complete one transaction before starting another. If you can do it, then fine, otherwise it is not good. And can't buy or sell back on the same on the same day. On the same day we cannot buy and sell. You are closing a transaction first, right? Then we will return what? Maximum profit with the two transaction. Maximum profit, that is called total profit. Okay, with at most k transaction. The take number of transactions should be there. This is what the question is saying. Okay, and we'll try to understand how we are going to solve this, right? So you can do by many ways, but one of the ways that I'm going to tell you that we will use here what you call dynamic programming. Okay, dynamic programming. So at any day I, how many transaction is there? With up to j transaction will be used, right? At, let's suppose, at any day, and the any day is, let's suppose, is I, with up to how many transaction? J transaction, right, is used. And so you can be in three possible states. Can we see that? What are the states are there? Let's understand. Very first, if there is a state, what is the state? The state is 0, the state is 1, and the state is 3. Okay, I think I have to highlight it. Okay, what is the meaning of this? When a state is 0 means no position heard. This is a neutral state. Okay, when position is 1, it means we are holding a long that we have bought stock. Okay, then let's suppose not 2, let's suppose go with the 2. So it is a holding a short position. So like that we will say that we will have the states. So we'll understand the state now. Okay, okay, so now think that we have seen that there is a states was there, right? What are the states are there? Either there were 0, 1 and 2. So we have seen when we are talking about 0 means no position held here. When we are talking about 1 means we are holding a long broad stock, and when we are talking about 2 means it's a holding a short position, right? So if we want to define the state, how we are going to define? So let's define it. So this is the way we will say, okay, these are the states will be there, right? There will be these 3 possible states are there, right, for the transaction for day I, and there will be up to j transactions, right? It means if we want to define in as a DP, how we will define? We'll say, okay, there will be I for at any day I, there will be how many transaction will be used? J transaction will be used. Okay, and what are the states are there? There are 3 possible states we have talked. So these are the states, or state we can say also. Okay, keep it a state only. Okay, not the states. So there will be 3 things, right? Because we can say at any day I, there will be how many? Up to j transaction will be used, and there will be 3 possible states are there. Okay, so this will give you what? This will be give you the maximum profit on day I with at most j transaction. Understand? Which is use while in state. Okay, so you should understand what the thing we have given here. Now try to understand about the state transition, because state transition is also important. So let's understand state transition. State, yeah, you can say state transition. What is the state transition? Okay, so the state we are talking about is state. Okay, these states we have already seen. Okay, so i for I means for day I, we can say for day, this is nothing but the day, right? For I and transaction are j. So this is a day I and transaction j. Okay, very first was the neutral state, where we don't have anything. Neutral, neutral means no position. Remember, position means we are talking about the zero, right? We are talking about what? Zero. Here, if we'll say in the dp, with the dp at I, dp at j, and this will become what? 0. Here we have to take the max value of let's suppose we'll pass three things, right? We'll pass here, let's suppose here pass dp at I minus 1, and we'll pass j, and this will be a 0. So here actually we are not doing anything, so we'll say do nothing. Do nothing state will be there. You understand dp, right? And the dp transition, so that is I'm talking. Okay, then there will be I minus 1, there will be j will take, and there will be what? Some value will be there, that is called 1. Means state 0, 1 and 2 is there. So when we see that there is we are selling a long value, right? Means there will be price, and the price is at I, we can say that. Okay, so this will take, and for the comment we can say will sell on sell a long sell a long value, we can say long transactions. Then we have dp at I minus 1, j and 2, and here we have to do minus prices at some value, and that some value is I, and then we are done. Okay, it means what we are doing here, this is nothing but we are buying back, buy back, right? A short, it was long, we are selling long, here sorting buy. Okay, so this is the neutral position. Let's talk about the another state. So this is the very first state, neutral state. Now we have is long holding, right? For the long holding stocks, how we are going to find? Let's suppose we have dp, and dp at I will take, and dp at j will take. Okay, and some value is there. What is the value is here? Their value is, let's suppose we'll take 1. Okay, and this we will take by the, we have to take the maximum between what? dp at I minus 1 and j and 1, and there will be another value, let's call dp at I minus 1 and j minus 1, and there will be minus prices at some value, and this is the value. Okay, now if you say dp at I minus 1 and j and 1 is nothing but, what is this value? So this is nothing but a still holding. If we are still holding, then some holding value will be there, right? Similarly, if you talk about this one, what is this? Let's call a start a new buy. Means we are consuming, right, one transaction. Can we say that? Now think about the third, short selling, right? When we talk about the short selling value, we are holding a short position. Short positions we are holding here. How we are going to do that? Like we have done for here, right? So let's understand here. Okay. So very first, we'll say there will be a DP and DP at I, DP at J, and there will be some value, right? What is the value will be there? The value is nothing but 2, right? We'll take 0, 1 and 2 we have taken, right? So here it will become the maximum between what? DP at I minus 1, then will be at J, there will be value 2. Another will be DP at I minus 1, I will write here DP at I minus 1, DP at J minus 1, and there will be some 0 and the prices. I'll talk about it, don't worry. Okay, and then done. So this is nothing. Okay, so very first, this is nothing but we'll say still a short value, and this is nothing but what? This is a start a new short value. Start a new short value. It means we will consume one transaction. I hope till now you have understand here everything, right? What are the things we need to do? Let's talk about at the start. At the start, it means I is equal to 0 for all j which is greater than equal to 1. So here dp at 0, at j, and at 1, right? Can we say that? It is nothing but minus prices. So prices at 0. Similarly, we'll say dp at 0, j, and 2. What will happen? There will be prices at 0. When we talk about dp at 0, j, and this will be nothing but 0, right? Remember? So here we will put the neutral, nothing. So what will be the answer? The answer will say in case is nothing but it become we'll say dp at n minus 1, k, and 0. This is the answer when we'll say maximum profit at last day in neutral state. This in the neutral state. Okay, and so we can implement these things easily, right? How we are going to do that we will understand, but I hope till now you have understand here. Okay, let's go to the code and we'll try to understand. So let me summarize here what are the things we have done here till now. So very first, we have defined 3 states for the dp, right? Yeah, here. So we know that we are going to use the dp, right? And at any day I, there will be up to j transaction, and we can use in 3 possible state. The state are 0, 1, and 2. 0 means no possible no position held, sorry, and 1 is holding a long broad stock, and even 2 is there holding a short position, we can say. Means if we'll talk about the total states, how many states are there? three states are there, 0, 1 and 2, means three possible states we have. So if we'll define the states, it will look like dp at I, j and the state. Means if you'll talk about I, j and state, it defines the dp. So the maximum profit on the day I, right, for this case, right, there is total number of at most j transaction is possible, which is used in the state, and there is three states are there. So if you talk about the state transaction, so for day I, there is how many transactions? J transactions are there. So let's talk about the neutral position when the state is neutral position, which is 0. So you will find the dp at ij and 0. How? You have to take the maximum between this and this, right? dp at I minus 1, j, 0, 1 and 2, right, which is maximum, right? So when we are talking about do nothing, we will keep as it is. When we want to sell the value, we want to keep the long holding back, you will add plus prices. When you are buying back, you will do minus, right? Like that you will find in the neutral. For the holding stock, there is two things we need to do. Either you will still holding or you will start a new buyback, right? So you will find how 1 at 1, and you will take the prices at j, I minus 1, j minus 1. So when you are taking I minus 1 and j minus 1, right, this is the holding back, sorry, this is the holding back, and at the time of holding back, what you need to do, we have to pass the, I think here is mistake, it should be 0 and it should be 0, right? When we are holding the stocks, I 0, yeah, this should be 0. So make sure that you are watching very clearly, okay? Because we are holding, right? So when we are holding, we have to optimize. Let me rewrite again here. So I'll clean it here. So very first, when we are still holding, then we'll use what? dp at I minus 1, and because we are holding the stocks, I minus 1 should be there. Then there should be what? J minus 1, correct? And then there should be 0. And then we have to do minus prices. Okay, this is the holding stock. Okay, okay guys. Okay, when we are talking about the starting the position, the possible cases are I minus I, j and 2. So we have to take the maximum between this and this. Means dp at I minus 1, j and 2 means it's still a short value we have. And dp at I minus 1, j minus 1 and 0 means we're doing plus prices, means it will start a new short value, means it will consume at least one transaction, right? So when we're talking about when we want to start at I equal to 0 for all j, right, means j will be greater than equal to 1. There will be three things will be there for 1, for 2 and for 0, right? You know that. So when at 1 means we want to have some holdings, we want to sell some value, we want to hold some value, right? Like that we have. For this is the for the buyback and this is for the selling. So for the first transaction type we will use this one, for second transaction we will use this one, and for this is the neutral way, right? And in this way we will find what? dp at n minus 1, k and 0, it will give the maximum profit on the last day with the neutral state. Okay, so let's go to the code and we'll try to understand, are you understanding or not? Okay, so as we know that we have given two things, the prices we have given and int k we have given, right? So what we need to do, let's suppose we will find the n, and if we'll say if n equal to 0, k equal to 0, return 0. Means if there is no stock value in the array, mean let's suppose this is empty and k is empty, either of any of this is empty, we will not do any transactions. Understand? So this is the base case, and now we will create a dp. As we know that we need what? dp at n minus 1, k and 0, right? So because for the neutral state where we will find the maximum profit on the last day, and for that we need a dp, right? So for the dp with the 3d array we will use, and will pass dp at n, k plus 1 and 3, right? K plus 1 means for extra states we have to take. Okay, then very first we will initialize the dp. How? when we are buying the value and when we are selling, we are doing the short selling, right? When we are doing that, we have to define at 1 and 2, and we know 0. What is 0? 0 is a neutral state, so we will not do anything in that case, because as it is, when we define this state dp at let's suppose ij, and the k can be what, 0 or 0 1 or 2 will be there. So this is what we need to do. Okay, so initialize only for the buy and short selling. For I equal to 1, we will go till the n, and for j 1 will go to up to k. Number of transactions, we know that we need to make only k. So when no positions are there, we will take two things here. We know that dp at I minus 1 0, and we have to take the maximum between what, when we are selling and when we are selling the value and when we are not selling the value. Remember, when we are doing the when we don't have the position, means we are talking about the neutral position, neutral state. So neutral state means state is 0 here, right? When state is 0, so we have taken dp at I, j and 0. So when this is the things, we have to take the maximum between what, dp at I minus 1 j and 0, and maximum between short selling and short buying the value, right? This is what we have to take. In this state, we will not do anything, will do nothing, but in this state we will sell and will do buyback. Okay, so till now we have understand. Now we are talking about the holding the long states. When we are holding the long state, in that time what we will do, we have to find the maximum, right? Maximum between what, two things, when we are we holding the states or not. So this is, we'll say still holding, and here okay, and here when we'll use dp at I minus 1 j minus 1 0, and dp at I will say buy, not buyback, we'll say start a new transaction, right? Start a new buy transaction, where we will use consuming the one transaction. We're consuming one transaction, that is why we have to take -1. Okay, then we have holding the short state, means when we talk about the short, holding a short position, that time we have to use two things. Very first, for the, this is nothing but, we know that we have seen here, this is also a still short we have not sell till now, and this is the thing, like we want to start a new short value, we can say. Okay, or consume one transaction, we can say. Okay, then we'll return dp at n minus 1 k and 0. So this will give you the maximum profit at last day, the neutral state. Okay, this is the neutral state. So you can make a tree and you can understand what the question is saying. Okay, so I have submitted the question and the question has been already accepted. So thank you for watching this video. In any case, please let me know if you not understand the problem. ओके, हमें 3 स्टेट लिए हैं, 3 स्टेट में हमने डिफाइन किया है डीपी को कि यहाँ पे 3 स्टेट्स होंगे जब हम बाई करते हैं, राइट? जब हम कुछ नहीं करते हैं, डू नथिंग, वी आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग। तो डू नथिंग में पता है क्या है करना होता है, ये हमें पता है सेल में क्या करना होता है, बाईबैक में क्या करना होता है। तो सबसे पहले इनिशियलाइज कर लो सारे स्टेट्स को, राइट? एंड देन वी नो वी विल गो फॉर ऑल द वैल्यू, राइट? एंड वी नीड नंबर ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन। सो नंबर ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन हमें पता है, राइट? एट जे पे हमें 2 टाइप्स लेके चलना है, अप टू 2 टाइप ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन लेके चलना है, राइट? फॉर दैट वी वांट टू होल्ड द होल्डिंग एंड शॉर्ट सेलिंग वी आर डूइंग दैट टाइम, एंड देयर इज नो पोजीशन। तो 3 स्टेट्स को लेके चलना है और वैल्यू को रिटर्न करना है वंस दीज आर कैलकुलेटेड। So thank you guys, thank you for watching this video, and in case of any help or suggestions, please write the comment and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys, thank you for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe and let us know what you want to learn next in the comment below. And thank you for watching this video.